What's up, everybody? It's Ray. Chatting with you to review the latest pro wrestling news and results as part of Wrestling Rants, baby! Second round on a Monday. It's MEGARANT Monday, folks. And we are looking back at Backlash from San Juan, Puerto Rico over the weekend. Oh my God. What a momentous pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you want to call it. This was an absolute home run for WWE. What an excellent follow-up from WrestleMania. Any conjecture on the momentum from WrestleMania, you could look at this show and you tell me if there's a downtrend on WWE, because I did not see it as part of this show. This was a banger, and I mean a banger of a pay-per-view. All in all, the aura, the spectacle, the work rate of most of these matches, everything from top to bottom in this show was hitting hard, that is for sure. Before we get into the match details and my thoughts on all the matches on Backlash, let's get into some details and some background of this event. Now, 2 days past it, it was on Saturday night. I thought I was going to do this rant on a Sunday, but I kind of decided, I'm going to give it a little more chance for news to come out of this show, and I'm glad I did, because today WWE dropped a press release with the following information. It was the highest grossing Backlash in WWE history. It was also the most viewed in history. Now, with the advent of Peacock and everything, a lot more people are viewing these premium live events on a monthly basis. That is for sure. More than ever back in the day of actual pay-per-views on cable and DirecTV and all that, way more people are, especially seeing these non-Big Four pay-per-views, lots more on Peacock. So most viewed in history. Also, a 28% viewership increase from last year's Backlash on that same network, Peacock. The streaming site, largest gate ever for a WWE show in Puerto Rico, and I would argue, I can't imagine there is a larger gate for any wrestling show in Puerto Rico ever compared to Backlash, and particularly two-night combination of Backlash on Saturday and that great pay-per-view feel of SmackDown on Friday as well. Speaking of that, attendance figures for both shows. SmackDown in Puerto Rico had 16,896 as a virtual sellout. Backlash full on. Everybody in that one, 17,944. Get you a total of 34,800 unique tickets sold. The two-night event in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Wow. Really impressive numbers by WWE, for sure. Including 40 million views for clips of the Damian Priest Bad Bunny match on YouTube and other social media platforms. It also set a merchandise record for the Backlash brand as partnership with Fanatics. Apparently they're working with Fanatics on the merch stuff at live events. This broke Backlash records. Also, a 98% increase in sponsorship deals. That included Mike's Harder Lemonade, Xfinity Cable, and what they were really pushing heavily on the show in between matches, an Arnold Schwarzenegger Netflix series called Fubar, which doesn't look that good, but whatever. They got a lot of sponsorship money from it. Another thing to note with this show, there was less emphasis on video packages and things like that. In fact, if you subscribe to Peacock Premium, you'd mostly get the video packages for the next match during those commercial breaks you'd normally get without the Peacock Premium. So that actually helped the flow of the show a lot. And I mean a lot. Also production-wise, what about the drones? I thought this was a great new, exciting endeavor that WWE is trying with incorporating more drones within their the context of the production. I think that's a great little idea that WWE is doing with this. I say hopefully they'll keep doing it in the future as well. That drone shot where they took outside of the arena, going right into the arena, and that was top-notch production by WWE. No question about it. What about, my God, the incredible crowd at both of these shows, particularly at Backlash. This crowd was on fire, nuclear, absolutely the best crowd. I'm just going to say it right now. One of the best crowds WWE has ever had for a show. And this includes past pay-per-views that WWE had done in Puerto Rico. They didn't have crowd reactions like these two nights back to back. Let me tell you, the Bad Bunny stuff, oh man, I think that's what put it over the edge. The Bad Bunny effect, him being involved in this show, it felt to a lot of people like a spectacle concert feel, like they were going to see Bad Bunny in concert, I think. So that was a big part of the whole spectacle effect and the incredible crowd reactions for this show. Also, one other thing to note, this show also took a bit of a feel of almost similar to a Saudi Arabia show. And I mean that, I guess, on a positive note when I speak about the Saudi shows. This had tones of that with tourism type of advertisements for Puerto Rico, but it was subtle. It was subtle, and they've learned to be subtle like that with the Saudi Arabia shows. And this was similar here with the advertising of Puerto Rico. I thought it was totally not annoying at all or nothing like that. It was just fine for sure. So with that said, that covered, I call, all the little trivia notes, real details about the pay-per-view. Let's get into the actual matches themselves. Got times, got star ratings. We also, on this MEGARANT, we have the road agents or the producers of each of these matches. They've announced it at a time. That's kind of a nice thing that's happened with WWE with a lot of pay-per-views is it gets leaked on who are the producers for each match. So I think that's kind of a cool little nugget of information that somebody leaks in WWE to the internet wrestling community. So let's get into match one with a, like I said, nuclear crowd here. Just absolutely through the roof. The fan reactions for this match and many others. Bianca Belair over Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. My God, this match was way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought they had a potential to put on a good one out there, but with the crowd interaction, oh my goodness. 18 minutes, excellent match. The crowd actually turned pretty soon into this match and were 110% behind Io Sky. To the degree Bianca Belair, for the first time that I can recall, got the John Cena treatment, where nobody's outlandishly being hateful on her, but she was getting heat, just more because people were into Io Sky more than were into Bianca Belair, obviously. But they let Bianca Belair hear it a little bit. So this is the first Bianca Belair actually getting kind of like a heel heat from the crowd. That's first. And I truly think from the results of this show and the performance of Io Sky, I think Io Sky needs to go babyface ASAP. I think they need to turn her away from Damage Control ASAP. She can be the lone singles competitor, do a feud with Bayley, who also should probably go singles. I think they need to just fully break up Damage Control. Let all the girls go out on their own. You could probably do Bayley and Dakota Sky for a while as a tag team as well, but I honestly think that's not in the long-term plans. I wouldn't think it would be, but we'll see where they go with it. But this fucking match hit. Such good near falls. There was a couple sequences where you thought for sure that was the finish. Crowd, like I said, was so behind Io Sky. It was unbelievable. Finish did come with the KOD, but I went 4 stars on this opener. This was well above your average run-of-the-mill pay-per-view opener. This was something special that you really should check out if you haven't seen the show yet. Rey Mysterio was in back with Bad Bunny, where we have the first appearance of Savio Vega returning back to WWE. He's been working with MLW for quite some time, so it was awesome and a legit surprise to see Savio Vega return to WWE right in Puerto Rico. What a perfect opportunity there. He handed over a Puerto Rico flag colored kendo stick to Bad Bunny in his match with Damian Priest. And that's not the end of Savio Vega, as probably all y'all know if you saw this pay-per-view. Adam Pearce put together the next match. That was Seth Rollins and Omos. Rollins went over at about a 10.5 minute mark. I thought, there was a couple matches here after this match that went really short, like 7 minutes. I kind of thought you should have cut a couple more minutes off of this match. I would have been fine with even a 5 to 6 minute match here and give a couple more minutes to each of the matches preceding that only went 7 minutes. It's nitpicking, but this match just went a little long in the tooth. Not too bad. The action was pretty consistent. For an Omos match, it was laid out pretty well. He didn't really, show off his shortcomings in the ring. The selling was limited with Omos as well. That was probably a good thing. I went 3 stars on it. It was probably, of all the matches, the least entertaining, but it still had its moments, including the finish with the top rope stomp to Omos. I liked the whole psychology behind that, where Omos was just not selling those stomps initially, and I like how they played that story. That was a good part of the match, but like I said, could have cut a couple minutes off this match, maybe even more than a couple, maybe 3, 4, and I'd have been all right with it. Get into the next match. This was Chris Abyss Park produced this one. It's for the U.S. title. Only 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Austin Theory went over Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. It was kind of a cookie-cutter WWE triple threat match. In terms of the finish particularly, before that, they were all doing high-impact moves. Theory was bumping like crazy. Reed and Lashley were getting into it with some good exchanges. Reed was looking good in there against the other two particularly, which I'd like to see. And but the finish was right up the alley of cliche WWE triple threat finishes. Theory evaded a moonsault by Bronson Reed. Reed got the spear right away from Lashley. Theory then throws Lashley out of the ring. Runs, gets the pinfall before Lashley can get back in the ring. And Austin Theory retains. I went 3 1/4 stars. I thought this was just a little bit better than the previous match, Omos and Rollins. But the time really hurt it too. I could have used a couple more minutes, that's for sure. Ditto on the next match, a SmackDown Women's title at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Rhea Ripley won over Zelina Vega. I don't think anybody expected Zelina Vega to win this match. In fact, I think the odds makers in places that you actually can bet on WWE, including DraftKings and stuff, they had 100-1 odds for Zelina Vega. Oh boy. So Ripley was definitely the favorite to go over, and of course she went over. They really didn't lay the match out like I thought they should have. They should have known going into this based off the stuff on SmackDown on Friday, which that mixed tag match main event on SmackDown was fire. That was just as good as this Ripley and Zelina Vega match. It's not better on SmackDown's main event, but 7 minutes, 10 seconds. They didn't really give much offense to Zelina Vega. They didn't give her many hope spots, but there was a few. But let me tell you on the reaction, wow, this was a peak moment for the career of Zelina Vega. Had her family at ringside, and the crowd just lost it when she came out with the robe, with the Puerto Rican flag after the match. Even though she didn't look like $1 million in the ring, but she had a good performance, don't get me wrong. But the crowd absolutely gave her the most legendary standing ovation for this woman. She was in tears. I hope that they take note of this and consider a title run or a push of some sort for this woman, because man, she was over here, and it was an emotional thing. It was a real moment of emotion that you don't really see all the time in wrestling. This was for sure a really a noteworthy part of the show, no doubt. I went 3.25 stars, similar to the triple threat match. I thought they were both, even in the fact that they were good for a short amount of time, but it needed both, in both matches, of just a little bit more time to that. I think each match, at least 10 minutes on both of those matches, and it would have been, I think, a lot better overall. Once again, this mask is just itching my face, folks. That post-match ovation in that women's match, unbelievable. Then we get into the match that I think I could argue this all damn day. This match should have been the main event of this show. The Puerto Rican street fight between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. I gotta say, Jamie Noble was the producer for this one, and between Jamie Noble and I think the fact that these guys probably really rehearsed this match and laid it out well ahead of time, like the last month here, holy shit, this match was incredible. This was one of the best ever in WWE matches involving a celebrity / athlete, etc. This was just amazing. I went 4.5 stars on this one. 25 minutes was given to this match. Like I said, Jamie Noble with the producing credit on this one. Man, so many awesome exchanges. The drama was just so engaging with the crowd, just so into every single moment of this stuff from start to finish. My God, and what about the run-ins? Normally you'd be bitching and moaning about the number of run-ins in a match like this. We got Rey Mysterio. We got Judgment Day. That was par for the course. We knew we were going to see that. But then we knew we were eventually going to see the LWO as well. Legado del Fantasma's group. But then, what we didn't expect was the surprise return of Carlito Colon. My goodness. Wow. The crowd absolutely lost their mind when Carlito showed up. This has been a long time coming. We saw Carlito, I think this was like 2021, maybe at the Royal Rumble, and maybe a Raw right after that, but I think those were back in the Thunderdome era where COVID was still a thing. So Carlito never got to really make that WWE reappearance in front of a crowd, and what a place to reappear, right here in Puerto Rico. Man, oh man, oh man, that was a moment for sure. That moment as well has gotten tons of social media hits on YouTube, etc. on that Carlito return. Word is that Carlito, this was a one-shot deal, but I would not be surprised if that changes and Triple H, makes some sort of agreement with Carlito that's good for both sides. I could see it happen for sure. And hopefully it happens. Also, Savio Vega showed up and got into it with Dominic, chased him off with a candlestick. We got that patented roundhouse kick by Savio Vega. Carlito's spots with the afro and the backcracker and all that. What a match. This should have been main event. They got to be looking back at the fallout from this show and think, why did not we put that as a main event? It was so fucking good. In fact, I think the next match was affected by it, which was also a big match. The 6-man with Usos and Solo Sikoa with the win over Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. I was surprised that it went this way because I knew for sure we were going to have the heat between Solo Sikoa and the Usos, and we sure did. There was a lot of teasing going on there. The Samoan Spike spot to Jay, the spot with the Usos, mistiming, and a super kick from Jimmy to Jay. So there was a lot of that good storyline development in this match. But definitely the crowd was just a little tepid to all this stuff happening because of what happened in that previous match with the Bad Bunny match, which should have been the main event, like I said. As it were, I still gave this match a 3.75 star rating on this one. Jason Jordan was the producer for the match. at 22 minutes and 5 seconds. I thought maybe a little bit too long. Or again, could have been maybe balanced out with some of the other matches. But this match did tell a pretty strong story overall. We know the finish as well. That was Solo Sikoa tagging in as Jimmy was about to get taken out by Matt Riddle. In comes Solo, Samoan Spike to Riddle, and that's it for this one. And then we get to what was the main event. Michael Hayes produced a 9-minute and 41-second bang, bang, bang up kind of match, as usual, with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes got the win. I was shocked. I did not think WWE had it in them to give Cody this win, but they gave it to him. A little bit of a fluky kind of what the fuck kind of finish, as Cody was getting basically murdered by Brock Lesnar. Gets that Kimura lock on Cody right as he's about to tap. He changes the momentum of his upper body basically and gets Lesnar down for the 3 count as the Kimura was still in. I think another match is coming up here with these guys. In fact, I think Cody's going to probably get costed something in this tournament by Lesnar, and I think we're going to see Lesnar and Cody at Saudi Arabia in a rematch. We'll see where they go, but for what it was, this was solid. I went probably at 4 stars as well on this one because it was a really bang-bang thing. I mean, with every Lesnar match, you get that, but Cody did well in the selling. He was taking suplex after suplex. The element of blood was in this match too. Words was that rumors and things that have come out from the back is that this was not a blade job. This was once again Brock Lesnar trying to get Hardway by hitting something really hard with his head. And we've seen it before in other matches. We saw here again. He nailed himself on that open exposed turnbuckle, and there is a little steel kind of bar of sorts. And bang, bang. Took that hit and hit it Hardway and was busted wide open. The refs surprisingly did not check the cut as typical. So there was a call that this was probably planned. Lesnar agreed to just do Hardway as a way to side-skirt their kind of own rules against blading. The referee didn't really check the cut. They let it go, especially because the bleeding happened near the end of the match. They just went to the finish soon after it, and that was it. They wiped blood from Lesnar a bit after the match, but I don't know. I felt like I just want so much more with Cody and Lesnar, and I think there's a 3-match series that could happen here for sure. So stage 1, we've gotten a little tease. It was a short match. It was an effective match, and a finish that played well to what they're looking for. I think overall in that you keep the momentum going with Cody. You give him some credibility getting over Lesnar. But I think this is going to be a fight that by the end of it, Cody will prove himself even further. But I think Lesnar may win the second match if they do a second match in Saudi Arabia. After Backlash ended, I saw some videos where the crowd was just all about Brock Lesnar. And he just basically was in the ring for a while and left. Almost like a babyface reaction after the match too. But for FYI, I was surprised. I thought maybe there would have been a chance that Cody could maybe get some heel heat in this match because Lesnar was such a favorite of the Puerto Rican crowd. But it really didn't happen that way. So, is what it is. We'll see where they go with it. But I think this feud is not over. If it is over, I guess mission accomplished. You got Cody to go over Lesnar relatively harmlessly. And yeah, that's about it. Overall, Backlash, what an excellent show. I go an absolute A for this show. This was one of the most vocal crowds in WWE history. The only show that I can recall even coming close to anything like this was back in 1997 at the Canadian Stampede in your house show from Calgary, Canada, in that 10-man tag. I remember the crowd being just jacked for that main event, as well as most of the rest of the card. That's the only one that I can think of that would compare to a crowd like this in Puerto Rico. It was just awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, everybody, come back tomorrow. We have Top 10 Takes on a Tuesday. What is it going to be? I haven't figured it out yet. So you'll be let in on the surprise tomorrow as part of Top 10 Takes. See you right back here tomorrow. Wrestling Rants.